half the time, freaking out at what we're looking at.
Such a fucking comedy.
What are we
Oh,
doing?
dude, have you seen some of their ads where they're trying to recruit men? Like they're like, "Well, I'm a
Yeah,
man. I'm a man. Well, I'm a man. I have pump
the
weight."
fuck
And
is
then
going on?
at the end of it, it's like, "Well, I cry in front of my horse." And you're like, "Well, I cry during musicals. Well, I suck a dick. Oh, I'm a man. I I like looking at ball." It is their attempts to reach out to men because clearly they have a man
I don't
problem.
use this word. It's the epitome of cringe. Ugh.
So fucking cringy. But today, so look, man, I don't want to insult what could be our future vice president, right? But when you a hunting trip is a fairly easy thing to pull off. It's been pulled off throughout history. Only Dick Cheney's fucked it up when he shot his
Dude,
friend.
I've been fucking hunting.
You're going for a photo shoot for hunting, which is easier than real hunting is tough. But photo shoot hunting is very easy. You go dressed appropriately, you handle your firearm appropriately, you show that you're a real man, you take your photos. If you get a fucking goose, whatever, or whatever you're hunting, a pheasant, you go
Fake
home.
goose.
Yeah, fake pheasant, you walk in and go, look at me. This has been done in every election since the beginning of time.
Well, somebody got shot in the face one time.
That was Dick Cheney's friend. Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face. Dick Cheney was such a champion. But this one, so this is the history of hunting things. This is by far the worst. It's a pretty easy to pull off. He shows up. He has no idea how to use his shotgun. Now, when I watched, did you watch the video where it looks like he's dry humping his shotgun?
He looked like a fucking toddler with like a squirt gun at
It
at
looked,
a pool party.
yeah, it looked like he's humping it and shit. And
Yeah,
I made sarcastically, I
it
go,
was
look,
like he was riding a hobby horse.
I was I was being a smartass. I go, I have an untrained eye. To me, it looks just like Keanu Reeves and John Wick. There's some is there something else I don't know? But it really did. It was somebody who had never handled it looked like somebody who had never handled a firearm ever in his life. And he's dry humping it and shit. And during this, I'm going, oh my God, he's dry humping his shotgun.
What if that fucking gun went off?
And and then
God.
and then I look down and I go, oh my God, he's wearing assless chaps. He's wearing assless chaps. So he's wearing assless chaps and dry humping his shotgun. What the fuck? So now this is my original. My brother actually listened to the audio of the shotgun thing, and he mentions I bought it because it has a shoulder stock, which arguably makes it worse than the assless chaps, but we can get back to the assless chaps. If he
what
bought
what
the
okay,
shoulder
explain.
stock, the shoulder stock on a shotgun is a device that every shotgun has had since 1950. Okay.
Uh,
So he goes, I bought it because of the shoulder stock, meaning I bought it because it has a cushion. It's a cushion so that the
right.
shotgun recoil. It's literally been on every shotgun sold since 1950 to 1960, if you want to be. So after the 60s, every shotgun that exists in the world has a shoulder stock. And on video, he's going, I bought it because of the shoulder stock. Okay. So he's wearing assless chaps.
Bought
Uh,
these shoes because of the laces.
exactly. That's pretty much exactly right. I'm like, oh my God, that makes it even worse. So he's wearing assless chaps. So these assless chaps, the chaps, the real chaps are for cowboys. When you're riding a horse, you've got the thing, it keeps while you're going through brush, it gives you an extra layer of protection against hard brush. And if it rains, it's a little bit less, gets into your jeans. You know what I mean? So the chaps are mostly for horse riding. He wears assless chaps. And I thought originally he went into his closet, you know what I mean? Picked out
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna pick out some assless chaps, put it over here, right? A friend of mine saw that there potentially are tags on the assless chaps, which brings up a question that you and I can discuss from the top, right?
What?
Okay. Is it better? Do you happen to have assless chaps in your closet? Or is it better that you said, you know what I want to wear today
No,
for the
no,
photo shoot?
I got an idea, guys.
I think my uniform today should have some assless chaps, some assless chaps. Which one is worse? Because there is no better in this situation. Is it
Who is
better? Is it worse to have assless chaps that you owned, or that you said, "Fuck, we're trying to get the male vote. We've appealed to too many women. We need to be more manly, right? We need right now." We appeal to nothing but gay beta males. There's not a single regular man out there that could relate to Kamala, right? There's not a single male out there that's going to relate to me. Let's try to really get those moderate male votes that are independent, that feel like they're like a real man, but don't like Republicans or don't like
who's okaying these stunts? I
We'll
mean,
get,
who's double checking them?
we'll get to that. So think about this. They're literally going, okay, we're going to appeal to men. And you know what they do? They go, let's go buy
Some
some assless chaps to appeal to them. Their goal, the entire reason they're doing this hunting stunt, is to appeal to men.
So I know you have a reason for this. Explain to me why they would do that.
Their entire goal of this is to appeal to men. And what they came up with was, we're going to wear assless chaps. And then, by the way, if you're okay, I've got so many problems with this fucking thing. All right, people out there, they're like, well, it's just assless chaps and a shotgun thing. No, it's not. If you can't execute a photo shoot with a shotgun, which has been done for hundreds of years, like every president in history has gone hunting. Everyone, Bush, whatever, everyone's had a shotgun picture. You have to appeal to gun owners. You have to say,
They all had shoulder straps.
They all had their own way of doing it. Nobody's fucked it up. This is impossible to fuck up. It's like the easiest executable thing. He didn't just fuck it up. He fucked it up where he was dry humping his shotgun, talking about, I bought it because of the shoulder cushion that every shotgun has. In other words, he said something infinitely stupid about a firearm that anybody who knows firearms is going to be like, did he just say he bought that because
Just learn to keep your mouth shut, you fucking moron.
And then he just sat there awkwardly stroking his firearm creepily with his assless chaps. And they picked a uniform, where we bought assless chaps. There's no horse in sight while he's dry humping his stick. And there's not a single person on his team that said, you can't wear those assless chaps. Like, look, take the fucking things off. You look like a fruit. You look like a fucking fruit. We're trying to appeal to men. Take those fucking things off. Go back in there. You're the fucking.
What are they doing?
Put on a fucking flannel shirt and goddamn fucking jeans and walk out like a regular dude. And by the way, if you're going to be president of the United States, which by the way, the vice president is very close to, and you don't take the time to sit with a professional and say, hey, can you show me the firearm? How does it work? Because I don't want to look like a jackass. Spend 30 minutes figuring out how to work
Right.
for a photo shoot. And you just go out and go, give me the firearm. I don't know. I'm going to jerk it off on film. If you can't pick your fucking goddamn
I'm
uniform
gonna jerk
out,
it off.
if you can't pick your uniform out and you can't take 30 minutes to figure out how not to dry hump your goddamn firearm,
Can't be the fucking vice president.
how are you going to handle a much more complicated issue that could potentially impact all of our lives? You do the small things right, the big things will happen. If you can't do the small things right, you can't do the big things right. If you can't execute a goddamn photo shoot where you have to show up in assless chaps and literally hump your fucking shotgun and say, I bought it for the shoulder thing, you cannot be potentially the president of the United States. You can't. It's disqualifying for me.